Hey there, my name is Ashley May. Welcome to the Big Fake Wedding Atlanta Vendor Cocktail Hour. We have gathered here with our team of 41 local vendors to network and learn from Kate Vermillion, co-founder and CEO of Mavenly Co, a business that provides women with tools and resources to take their career to the next level. We wanted you guys to catch a glimpse of our evening together, courtesy of our friends at Spark Wedding Films. Enjoy.
Thank you so much. Thank you all so much for having us. We are so psyched to be here. Like Landrum said, my name is Kate, and this is my co-founder, Talia, and we help women work for themselves. That's our motto, that's our mantra, that's what we help women do, and primarily that looks like what a bunch of you are doing, starting either a side hustle or a business that you're really passionate about and that you love.
I'd love to get a sense from you all, just shout it out, the room's not too big. What the hardest thing or biggest challenge is that you feel like you face as an entrepreneur or a small business owner? I heard finances. Using funds appropriately. Being a parent.
Juggling.
So balance.
Anything else?
What else?
Anything else? Saying no.
So knowing what your priorities are. Any others? Getting the word out, attracting business.
So the first one, again, is that entrepreneurship is hard. We kind of hear this myth all the time that you constantly have to be going in your business. You need to dedicate 110% of that business or yourself to that business. And that's kind of the opposite of what we believe. We really believe in helping you set up a business that's not easy, but setting up a business with ease. How many of you thought about setting up your business with freedom and flexibility when you were setting it up? Yes. How many of you, it was tempting to just get anyone in the door? If anyone will pay us money, that would be really awesome. Yeah, a few of us, absolutely. And that was so many people that we talked to. You know, when you're starting a business, it's so tempting to be a sponge, right? To get everyone's advice on everything. Everyone's telling you where you should be, the type of clients you should have, what you should be doing. And we like to take an approach first of thinking about your values and your priorities when you're starting a business. So what are some of the things that you want to make time for, make space for? Because if you don't think about those things on the front end, you're going to be spending a lot of time trying to explain to clients or kind of be a mediator in your life between the things that are really important to you and the things you have to do because you've already committed to them in a business. Awesome. So that's the myth one that we want to bust. Myth two.
All right, myth number two. How many of you have at some point thought, I should be able to do it all? I should be able to figure this all out on my own, whether it's all the things in the business or finding balance in work and life. Hands, if you thought that before. Here's something to consider. Why shouldn't you be able to do it all? Right? So a lot of times when we have these thoughts, I should be able to do it all, other people are able to do it all, and I can't, something's wrong with me if I'm not able to do it, and that comparison kicks in, it's flipping the thought to the opposite. I shouldn't be able to do it all, and here are actually 5 real reasons why I should be able to. Because I have a lot of priorities outside of work, because I have certain strengths that are the reason why I started this business. I'm a designer. I did not learn how to create a budget. There are a bunch of things that I have to now learn how to do, but also maybe I don't have to be the one to do all that, right? You started something to do the thing you enjoy, and inevitably you're going to be doing things that you don't necessarily want to do or enjoy doing. So what can you start to outsource? And with that,
Yeah, absolutely. So I think sometimes we don't take into account what opportunity cost we have when we're spending time doing everything in our business. So the example I give frequently is my father is a cardiologist. So he works with a lot of patients in the operating room. And he's also really good at scheduling appointments. Now, if he felt like he needed to be both doing cardiology and scheduling appointments, he'd be wasting a lot of time and leaving a lot of money on the table because his billable hours for operating is much higher than answering the phones. And I think so often that same thing can be applied to business, right? So we're doing all these other things where really if we spent time doing the one thing we wanted to do starting our business, we would actually make enough money to feed the things that take care of all the parts of our business that we don't like. So whether it's hiring an accountant, whether it's hiring an assistant, making sure that you're building your business so that you can, again, have that freedom that you initially wanted.
number 3 here, owning a business is risky and it's hard to make money. So this is a loaded one because it involves how we feel about money. Here I am with the feelings. And if you, a quick little thing for you all to do when you go home, if you're trying to understand what your relationship with money looks like and to figure out maybe how that relationship is blocking money from coming into your business, is to write a letter to money. It sounds really silly and really funny. Some of you have done it before. I see nods. haven't done it, yeah, writing a letter to money, just see what comes up. Don't think too much about it, get creative with it, literally talk to money, dear money, and see what comes out. And then write a letter back from money to you and see what comes up there. You will be so surprised with what comes out of your own head in terms of the thought patterns that you're kind of sitting in that may or may not be helping you in terms of the money that's coming into your business. The other idea here is the idea of risk. And the narrative that we're trying to encourage a lot of people to start thinking and talking about is that to us, it's riskier for someone else to be in charge of your employment and how much money you make. As an entrepreneur, you are the one who decides. You have complete control and power over how much you make, how much of what thing you offer, who you provide it to, and how long you do it for. So that narrative of risk is almost the opposite. And so a lot of times we talk about taking the leap into working for yourself, or this big jump and how it's scary, when really fear is just there to protect you, right? Fear serves a function. But when that fear gets in the way and stops you from doing the thing you want, that's when you have to write a letter to fear, talk to fear. So those are some things to start thinking about in terms of shifting what feels risky and then understanding how to start pricing yourself for what you're worth without the mental blocks around money getting in the way.
Absolutely. And one of the tools we find most effective if you're not charging what you're worth, or someone inquires about your business and you have a conversation with your partner every time, should it be $750, $1250? Well, they do this great work, should it be a discount? Those conversations, you can spend hours going down a rabbit hole, and you almost always talk yourself down rather than up. Almost always. You're having a conversation with someone and you start questioning the value, how much they'll pay you for it, and ultimately you almost always end up undervaluing yourself. So the work we do with our clients is we really reverse engineer that process. We start and talk to our clients and say, in your ideal life, your ideal day, what are all the things that you want? Not the things you need, not what you need to survive. What are the things you want? Think about your ideal lifestyle. Even coffee, books, the type of car, the type of house, and all of those have a dollar sign next to them, what they cost, what they're worth. And so you can physically put all of those things on a list and come up with the salary that you need. I want to save, I want to have kids, I want to open a new location of my business. And then you work backwards on how many clients you want to have, and then it's just an equation, right, of how much money you need to make. So there's no more guessing, there's no more checking, there's no more every time you get someone inquiring, going back and saying, okay, this person, I'm going to search them for hours on Instagram and find out how much they paid their last person. You have a set price, and the miracle of it all is we've worked with 70 clients now, and almost all of them get the price they set. Whether it seems astronomical in the beginning, like they used to charge $500 and now they charge $16,000, or whether it's a small bump, maybe double from $4 to $8 for a trinket that they sell. They almost always get that price because they say it with confidence once they know why they need it. I need this because I want to live a certain lifestyle, so this is my price. I have a friend who's a photographer, and she said when I used to charge $800, people would haggle me down to $400. Once I started charging $10,000, everyone asked me why I wasn't more. And it's the value that people perceive that your thing has by the way you price it. So instead of thinking, what can they afford? Thinking, what value am I offering them, right? And for someone's wedding day, I mean, wow, huge. That's a huge moment in their life. You're adding so much value, each and every one of you, by being a part of that. So thinking about not just what they can afford, think about yourself. Be selfish in your business for a second and think, what do I need to live the life that I want to live? It's astonishing. Again, we've worked with over 70 clients. How many, when we come to a money conversation and they say, well, what I need to survive is this. Like, what, you got into business just to survive? That's the goal, to just survive. Like, okay, well, what is that? Like $12? Like, what are we talking here? You're not going to do anything. You're not going to go to the movies. You're not going to go to that awesome Drake concert that's coming up. Like, what? These are things that you want to do in your life and also run a business. So when you reverse engineer it that way, the money conversation becomes a lot easier when you build in expenses and the other ideals that you want to have in your life, those things that are ideal goals for you in your business. So hopefully that makes thinking about the myth of money mindset, that it has to be hard and you have to struggle financially to be in business, hopefully that gives you some tools to make it a little easier.
Number 4, everything is riding on this one idea. Now this, we have to take the context of what you all do in mind here, but this really just speaks to the importance of listening to the people you're serving, right? At the end of the day, if you're in business for yourself, yes, you're in business for yourself, but you're doing it to serve somebody else. So being able to stay in touch and be in tune with the needs, and knowing that as those needs change and evolve, your services can maybe change and evolve as well. So not being so stuck on the end goal, but being a little bit open to see what other opportunities might be coming your way that you're maybe missing because you're so blinded by this one thing being this way, costing this much, being for this one person. Always having a piece of you that's still open to what it could look like and consider what could be possible outside of what you've maybe set in stone for yourself for the time being.
And then our last myth is I have to be able to serve everyone in my industry. And I find this is a trap we frequently fall into, again, when we're playing that comparison game of when we're seeing what everyone else in our industry is doing and we feel like we have to be able to do all of those things, and it's really tempting. We find with our clients, when they find a very specific niche, at least when they're first starting out, they can get hyper-focused and they're speaking directly to someone who reads their copy on their website or talks to them and says, that's me. The best sales experiences are when people look at you and they say, that's me, that's me, that's me, that's me. I want that validation of you know who I am, you'll be able to serve me. So I think it can be really tempting. It looks like there's this blue ocean of all this opportunity with all these other potential brides, grooms, wedding parties, but thinking about who do I want to serve? Who do I best serve? And going after them very specifically rather than targeting everyone on Instagram and Pinterest, you're going to find you're a lot more successful, at least in the beginning, targeting someone specifically and getting just avid, loyal fans. One great book for that is called 1,000 True Fans by Kevin Kelly, but it really talks about specifically thinking about who you're serving and get really good at that and then being able to expand from there. So those are the 5 myths we wanted to go through. Well, thank you so much, all of you. This was so wonderful. We have a Behind the Business toolkit on our website, and we wanted to give you the code FRIEND if you wanted to use it. It's the 60 resources that we use behind our business to make it run without us being there all the time. So if you want access to that, you can use the code FRIEND. That's on our website, and you can find our website on this sheet. If you have any specific questions, please feel free to come to us. Again, my name is Kate. This is Talia, and thank you so much, Landrum and the Big Fake Wedding, for having us.